Alex, CitizenM, probably the most forward tech company in terms of the check-in experience, the checkout experience, where social distancing was already somewhat built in. Have you made dramatic changes, or are you operating as usual?
Yeah, we did make some changes, of course, and I think Mark and Robert covered a lot of things that hotels have to deal with. So allow me to zoom out a little bit. 6 months ago, we had an industry that was scattered all around in its offering, in its communication to guests, in gazillions of brands, because everybody thought, okay, we can do something different. We can have a unique feature. We have a lot of choice. And interestingly, now we are forced into a situation where we are all equal in the face of it, is that suddenly there is no more business and there is this new normal coming, because if I hear the pickup from my colleagues, it's not here yet, it's coming. We are getting ready for it. And we're all in the same bloodbath in a way. And some of us might actually not make it. That's unfortunate, but if we shave 20–30% of the industry, that's what's going to happen. So we have this paradox a little bit of a scattered industry with a scattered supply chain, with a gazillion of software providers and hospitality solution providers available to us. And yet, the big paradox is we have all of this, and somehow we need to give the same response as an industry. And this is probably what the guests wait the most for us, is that we have a certain consistency across ourselves. Sometimes I say that we wait a little bit for the airlines to fix it. Guess what? The airlines, they're going to fix it globally in one go. All the airlines will do the same new normal. Of course, at the beginning, we'll differentiate a little bit. But as an industry, we don't have that, but we are forced into that. And what's really interesting is we have two paths to go, and we have to go to both at the same time. And what I hear from both Robert and Mark is we need to do what's right. We need to communicate, we need to explain, we need to inform, we need to be transparent about a number of things. And this is kind of the box. If you don't tick, forget it. But we're also in need of new guest journey or new customer journey. And we need to build very quickly the next new shiny toy, because otherwise we're going to be stagnating and we have a sticker say, well, your room is clean. Yeah, not good enough. And how do we do all of those things to create the trust for people to believe they can come back, that it's safe to come back? It's going to be really, really interesting. The worst thing we can do today, and it's great that we have this group, because I think this group is not doing that, but what we cannot do is wait for some unicorn to walk out of the forest with a Prince Charming on it and say, here is the solution, because that's not going to happen. All of us need to go in that jungle, fight our way through it, and get to the new normal in a better shape than we were to.
Yeah.
And specific to CitizenM, we are forced into a couple of things that we did not expect. We are forced a little bit to do room service. Not a little bit, we do room service now. And the reason is our space in the airport hotels, especially where the occupancy is still relatively okay. It's not great, but there are people there. Yeah, we change our app a little bit in the rooms and on the iPads to say, hey, you can order your food and somebody will call you whenever it's ready, so that we don't have 20 people in a cramped space at the same time. There are so many other user journeys that, or customer journeys or guest journeys that we can create around that. And as was mentioned, we also investing a lot of thinking, time, and resources into mobility and how we do that. So our kiosk already had online check-in for a long time with kind of boarding pass with a QR code. We had that for 3 years now. And, but we want to go next step. How does that take shape? Yeah, we'll see how that happens, but we have no choice. And as an industry, we need to be very, very honest about it. And I think we are, but it's not only I clean your room, look how good it is. There is a big layer of things that we need to add.
Very well said. Thank you for that, Alex.